My name is Delphine Cherry, and I have been impacted by gun violence. My experience with gun violence, unfortunately, was something I didn't choose. It chose me. In 1992, my oldest daughter, Thaisa, went to the theater with her friends, like most teenagers do, on a Friday night. And a fight erupted. Two other guys were fighting, and this young guy went to get a gun and tried to shoot the other person. Unfortunately, my daughter was hit by a stray bullet from that gun, which hit her in her head and killed her instantly. So my oldest daughter from my mother's grandkids, it was devastating. I remember going to the high school that year and to pick up her diploma, and they had the empty seat with her cap and gown. And I'm like, my child did not get a chance to do none of this. Thais was such an outgoing person. She was getting ready to graduate from high school that May. She had already said she wanted to be a nurse. She loved kids and elderly, so we always said she had an old soul. She was like my extra hands because I worked, and she made sure her sisters were taken care of. And it tore me up. It tore my family up, and realized the damage I did to the kids of what I was going through. Tracy was just turning 2, I think, and Tamika was 10 or 11. I later learned that Mika suffered because she also, I would tell you, when she lost her sister, she lost me. And don't get me wrong, I was a mother. So instead of being a happy mother, I just made sure they had the necessities they needed. But I also learned that I was pregnant with my son. 20 years later, Tyler Randolph, he was 20. He was shot December 22nd, 2012. My son came home from work and got dressed to go to a friend's party. And he never made it to the party because he was shot in my driveway. And my neighbor took him to the hospital. He said he called 911. They never showed up. My son sat in the emergency room and literally had to scream out like, "I've been shot, come help me." The community failed him. I don't know if he would have lived if the ambulance came, but he would have had a fighting chance because my son bled out. He lost too much blood. And I'm angry for that. I'm truly angry. And I'll tell anybody, 6 months into Tyler's murder, which is unsolved still today, I had to get up and say, I'm not going to let them win. And that's led me to a rally in Riverdale at Chuck's gun store, where I saw all these people that were like me. I was introduced to Illinois Council Against Handguns, Mark Walsh. And I just got taken in by the amazing work they were doing. And I joined. It kind of gave me a platform to tell my story. And also, they were working on bills that needed to be passed. And it was one bill they was working on. They had been working on it for 11 years, they told me. It was the certification bill. We passed the bill finally, I think in 2017. The governor signed it. It was actually on the day of Taisa's demise day. So it was special to me. And then after that, bills got passed. Started Tender Youth. My purpose was to do exactly what we're doing now. It's to tell stories. So I decided, well, we're going to start giving out journals to people that have lost their loved ones to gun violence, because you kind of forget when people are all around you and they tell you certain stuff. Stick it in your journal, write it down. A year later, you'll have it, or you can always go back to that journal and try to make sure they knew everything they had to do, because people will tell you what to do. People won't show you how to do. Last year, we gave out 150 journals. You can reach the Tender Youth Foundation by going to our website, thetyfoundation.org, or you can call us at 708-828-3663. The reason why I kept that phone number was Tyler's number. I never knew trauma like I do it now. When you talk about trauma, that's the biggest piece to having a loved one murdered. Because I don't think people really know how to deal with trauma. There's not a day that goes by that I do not think about my children. There's not a day that I don't go by and find myself crying for another mother. This is just not a me problem. It's a us problem. And I think if we talk more, then we'll know more and we'll know how to help. To anybody that has experienced gun violence, have faith, have hope, and help. Every day is not going to be a sad day, but don't forever forget your loved one that you lost to gun violence. And it wasn't your fault. My name is Delphine. I'm in the fight to end gun violence.